Mishnah Chet. Bi'ur Mishnah Chet. Explanation for Mishnah Chet. כבר הזכרנו, we already mentioned, שהשובת בעיר מהלך את העיר כולה וחוצה לה 2,000 אמה לכל רוח. That if you stayed within the city, you didn't make an eruv, so you have the entire city, and outside you walk 70 feet out of the city, and then you measure 2,000 אמה from which direction. ואם נתן אדם את עירובו בתוך העיר הסמוכה, so now comes, there's two cities who are next to each other. And you put the eruv in the city next door. For example, let's take an example. I'm not sure it still works because Ovadia and Tucson are completely connected now. But imagine they were not connected and they're within 2,000 amma. Yeah? And you wanted to go to Ovadia. So you put your food in Ovadia for the next day. So let's see what happens. באנו למחלוקת רבי עקיבא וחכמים במשנתנו. So there's going to be disagreement between Rabbi Akiva and the sages. Obviously the halacha is going to be looks like the sages, because Rabbi Akiva is that yachid. Usually that's the way it happens. אם דינו כדין השובת בתוכה. In other words, what is going to be the case? Are we going to say that now he is in the Oro Valley, ויש לו 2,000 אמה מלבד העיר, and now he can count for 2,000 אמה from Oro Valley, that idea, או שהעיר היא בכלל 2,000 אמה, or that the city itself is within 2,000 אמה. He's going to explain it over here. ברעם בת, ברישא בא משנתנו ללמד. In the beginning our Mishnah going to come and teach us, מה שכבר הזכרנו בסוף המשנה הקודמת, what we mentioned in the previous Mishnah. והוא לדברי הכל, and everybody agrees to that, both Rabbi Akiva and the Chachamim. שהמודד 2,000 אמה מעירו, that if you measure 2,000 אמה from your city, או ממקום שביתתו, or from the place that you are sleeping, כדי לקבוע את תחומו, in order to set up your area for Shabbat, ובתוך 2,000 נמצאת עיר, and if within this 2,000 אמה you find another city, אם מדרת התחום קלה בסוף העיר, if the area ends in the end of the city, נחשבת העיר כ4 אמות ואינו עולה במידת 2,000. In other words, the תחום Shabbat encompasses the entire city. Then the question is, if I'm going to add the תחום Shabbat, let's say it encompasses the entire city. I'm on the west of the city. The city is over here. The 2,000 amma encompasses the entire city and goes out from it 10 amot. So the question is, do I have now 2,000 amma from the city on the east side, or just until this 10 amot that is within the city limit? That's the question. Okay? In other words, am I going to count the city within the 2,000 amma? Or let's take exactly.
If this city is included now, or you have to go only the 2,000 amma?
Oh, and what does it mean it's included? It's never really included. It means the 4 amot. In other words, if I'm only 1,000 on this side out of the city, that means I have another 1,000 on this side, or I don't. That's the question. אלא משלימים את מידת 2,000 חוצה לה. In other words, we can add this 2,000. In other words, the city do we count the city distance or we don't count the city distance? That's the idea. כגון, for example, אם ממקום שביתתו ועד לעיר יש 96 אמה, if from his city until the town there's 96 אמות, ואורך העיר הוא 1,800 אמה, and the length of the city is 1,800, הרי הוא מהלך את כל העיר כולה, so he's allowed to walk the entire city, וחוצה לה, and out of it, עוד 1,900 אמה, another 1,900 אמה, outside of it. שכן העיר כולה נחשבת כ400, because the entire city is considered to be like one area. אבל אם מידת התחום קלה באמצע העיר, but if it happened in the middle of the city, אינו מהלך אלא עד 2,000 אמה ממקום עירובו. So he's only allowed to walk whatever the Eruv tells him outside the city limit. That's the disagreement. Okay. אנשי עיר גדולה, people from a big city, שבתוך תחומה שוכנת עיר קטנה. And inside that area there's a small city, inside the area of the 2,000 amas from the big city. And now it's important if it's a big city or a small city. You know, one is going to be subservient to the other, as we see. מהלכים את כל עיר קטנה. It says, the big city are allowed to walk the entire small city. שהואיל והיא מובלעת בתוך 2,000 של העיר הגדולה, because since the small city is within, completely swallowed inside the big city, הרי היא נחשבת לאנשי העיר הגדולה כ400. It is considered to the big city like 4 אמות. הילקח מהלכים הם את כולה, therefore they walk the entire city, ומשלימים מידת התחום חוצה לה. And then let's say there's 1,000 amat to the small city, they can go to the end of the city on the west side and get another 1,000 amat to the other side. But the opposite doesn't work. Because the small city, if they go 2,000 amat to the big city, they're going to end somewhere in the middle of the city. They're not, because the city is big. The city is big. They don't.
The tchum is smaller.
That's right. The tchum it doesn't have to be smaller, but the big city is on a large area. Once you start counting 2,000 amas from the point of the small city, you're going to end up. You're not going to swallow the big city. You're not going to swallow it. ואין אנשי עיר קטנה מהלכים את כל עיר גדולה. But the people of the small city cannot walk the entire big city. שכן מידת תחומם קלה בתוך העיר הגדולה, because the area is going to stop somewhere in the city, New York City. Well, you're going to stop somewhere over there. That's it, it's done. ולפיכך אין העיר הגדולה נחשבת להם כ400. So the big city is not considered 400. ואינם הולכים בה אלא עד סוף תחומם. So they're allowed to walk in it until the 2,000 amas into the city. כאן יש הוסיף המשנה. The Mishnah says, wait, is that correct? במה דברים אמורים? What are we talking about? במודד 2,000 אמה של תחום שבת מעירו. You measure 2,000 amas from your city ומגיע לעיר אחרת, and you reach another city, אבל הנותן עירובו בעיר אחרת. That's if you didn't make an עירוב. But if you put an עירוב in the big city, now you're good. Yeah. אנשי עיר גדולה מהלכים את כל עיר קטנה, ואנשי עיר קטנה מהלכים את כל עיר גדולה. Then you became a member of that city, and then you can walk 2,000 amas. If you're a big city and you put your Eruv in a small city, you don't only have 1,000 amas to the west, you're going to have 2,000 amas to the west. And the opposite also over here. כיצד? How? מי שהיה דר בעיר גדולה, somebody who lived in a big city. So what do we learn from it? There's two kinds of Eruvin. There's Eruv, it looks like the fact that where you slept and where you put your food. It's stronger where you put your food, but it catches where you sleep. It's, you can see how both have a little bit in them. מי שהיה דייר בעיר גדולה ונתן את עירובו בעיר קטנה. Somebody lives in a big city, but he puts his עירוב in a small city. הנמצא בתוך תחומה, and the small city is inside this 2,000 amas. וכן מי שהיה דייר בעיר קטנה, and also somebody who was in a small city, ונתן את עירובו בעיר גדולה, and he puts his food, his עירוב in the big city, באותו חלק הנמצא בתוך תחומה. Again, he needs to put the עירוב not more than 2,000 amas from his house. But it has to be within 2,000 amas. But it's in the big city, now you're fine. Now the whole big city is yours. מהלך את כולה. He's allowed to walk the entire city, את כל העיר, וחוצה ל2,000 amas. And he's allowed to walk out of the big city 2,000 amas to every direction. שנתינת העירוב בעיר עושה אותה כולה כ400. The fact that you put the עירוב there, it means this is where I am. It makes you a big city guy right now. ורבי עקיבא, and it looks like, I don't know, this is what I'm saying, I'm not sure that he's going to agree. It looks like also it gives you the right for the small city 2,000 amas every direction. Because you
inside the big city, small one.
Yeah, but the 2,000 amat in every direction in the small city, which means away from the city that way also. The big city will not get you there. The fact that you slept in the small city, that's right. That, I think, and I'm not sure about it. Yeah. But Rabbi Akiva disagrees. It says, In other words, Rabbi Akiva says, you're still a small city guy. I don't permit you to go out. Ein lu ela mimakom iruvo alpayim ama. Rabbi Akiva says, you only have from the place that you put 2,000 ama. In other words, you don't have the city. It's from the place of the Eruv 2,000 ama to every direction, not from the city limit. The city doesn't give you, the Eruv gives you. In other words, they argue. If the Eruv is in the city, did you buy the city or did you buy the Eruv? The Rabbanan say you bought both. The Eruv bought you the entire city. Rabbi Akiva says no, the Eruv only bought you 2,000 ama. Rabbi Akiva חולק על תנא קמא, Rabbi Akiva disagrees with תנא קמא, וסובר שאין העירוב עושה את העיר שהוא מונח בה כארבע אמות. It says the Eruv doesn't transform the city to become a city. הילקח אין המערב מהלכת אלא 2,000 אמה בלבד עם מקום עירובו. So he only has 2,000 אמה in every direction from his עירוב. ואין הלכה כרבי עקיבא, like in all cases, almost all cases, the halacha is never like Rabbi Akiva. That's one of the strange things that you can see the conversation over there. Rabbi Akiva was the great of the generation, and he's sitting over there, and they all know that Rabbi Akiva is right. But they have to understand it with their mind. And they try, and they try, and they try, and they can't. Says Rabbi Akiva, we are trying, but it doesn't work. So halacha is like us. There's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we did, and trust me, they didn't have a doubt if he was right or wrong. They knew for sure that he's right. But it says God has to go according to the people at the time. It doesn't work. Yeah.
הביא להם את כל הרעיונות.
Yeah.
הנה, אני אפיל את הקיר.
Yeah, exactly the same thing.